Hello, Americans! I'm back with a new episode of the Old 52. That's where we talk about #1 issues of past defunct old series, and we blow the dust off them, talk about them, and see how cool they are. Hey, this is going to be an episode where I talk cool stuff about Geoff Johns. Really? Well, it's because of this issue, Stars and Stripe, #1. This came out in, I believe, 1999. And it's hard for me to believe that wasn't 10 years ago anymore. What is 15 years or something like that? Yikes. That means the month this came out, some baby was born, and now they're like a teenager. Actually, they're the age of this character, now that I think about it. This is by Geoff Johns, and the artist is Lee Moder. And this was among a lot of the legacy titles that DC was doing during the late 90s, where they were bringing back the Justice Society. They kind of figured out how the Justice Society could work in the modern age, where they were kind of combining the old guys whose lives were prolonged by either their powers or circumstance, and mixing them up with new versions of their old comrades. And this is a good example of that. This is Geoff Johns' book. This, believe it or not, is able to work the remarkably corny characters of the Star-Stripe Kid and it's Stripe.E. And yeah, those were real names of characters. They were basically sort of American patriotic characters, and they kind of just beat people up. But that's selling them short, I realize that. Anyway, Stripe.E grew up to be Pat, and his life was prolonged, so he is sort of, even though he's supposed to be much older, he kind of comes across as in his 40s or 50s, and he is married Courtney's mom. And Courtney is just really not crazy about the guy. She thinks he's kind of an asshole. But she has her own things to worry about. She's getting involved in a new school, and there seems to be a little conspiracy going on of kids disappearing. At the same time, she discovers that Pat has a secret. He used to be a superhero. And she discovers his old partner, the Star-Stripes Kid's outfit, where she sort of commandeers and turns into her own costume. And, well, they go to a party at high school, and, well, they're attacked by, apparently, the kids that were missing, and now they've turned up as sort of these crazy cult vigilante evil characters. Fight breaks out, and that kind of gets our heroes together because Pat has, has figured out that he really doesn't have the physicality anymore to fight bad guys. So he has this armored suit, not as powerful as Iron Man's, but it gets the job done. And he calls himself simply Stripe because, well, it's the '90s. It sounds cooler, and actually, it still sounds cooler than Stripe.E. Sorry, 1940s. That name just doesn't work anymore. Anyway, the art is really crisp and clean and really nice to look at. Let's see. Courtney is a character created by Geoff Johns, and Geoff Johns does a wonderful job with this character. He really brings her to life. She's a kind of full-fledged human being, really, instead of some sort of stereotype, which is carried over even when he is not writing her. Interesting thing is, she isn't Stargirl at this point, really. Later on, Jack Knight, the Starman, retires and gives her his staff. And let's see, so this is a few years before she actually has the power staff. So pretty cool. You get to see her fight beforehand. Really dig this series. This is traded. I think there's a couple story arcs collected in trade paperback. You can pretty much find the first issues pretty cheaply. It's a really fun, good read if you miss teenage characters that aren't too angsty and bitching about, I don't know, something. This actually is a lot of fun to read. Similar to Peter David's Young Justice, except not as jokey. There's a little kind of Buffy in this book, really. It's definitely worth your time. I think that's it for now, so push the button, Lindsay.